Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union,
Good morning, Huntsville.
Wow, I got this great idea for a party. Not that kind of party. So I'm at this park with this huge stage. There was this guy playing music. I think he's playing Billy Gaither. Maybe it's Jimmy Clifton? No, definitely Brandon Lake. So the youth pastor walks up to me and asks, "Is this your first time with us, Mr. Hip?" "Yeah." This lady comes over and tells me about the activities. Blah, blah, bouncy house, blah, 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 grilling and refreshments. Sounds super fun. Our music leader goes on about how proud we are to have this event and have us all together. You know the food was good. I just realized there's one thing missing. You! So, that's my idea. Will you show up?
Please.
I've seen that.
Welcome in, everybody. Good way to start the show this morning.
Little commercials there.
Yeah. Come tonight if you can. It's a community event. Community. 6 p.m. at Rather Park. We are having Party at the Park tonight. We're going to have a little worship service. But the whole community, and don't matter where you go to church. Don't matter if you go or not. We are going to have Party at the Park tonight. I'm bringing the Traeger.
What's a Traeger?
Oh, Kyle's angry about it too, though. Hold on, Miss K. Let me fix your headphone here, Miss K. There you go. Did we get it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Come, Miss K. So we needed to bring the Traeger's pellet grill.
Oh.
Pellet grill. Use owl pellets and put in there.
Owl pellets?
Yeah.
You don't put owl pellets in there.
You have to clean the bones out at the end, though. And you dissect the owl pellet. Yeah, it's very wonderful. But no, we're having Party at the Park tonight. Party at the Park. We'd love for you to come. It's not hockey. There's no puck there, but it's Party at the Park. Come tonight, 6 p.m. Rather Park. You're all invited. Anyone that's hearing my voice right now or seeing my Ugg mug on the screen tonight, party at the park, 6 p.m. I'm bringing a grill. Many others are bringing grills. We're going to have bounce houses, food, hot. You can bring your own meat too, by the way. If you want to bring your own meat, throw it on our grill. We'll have a few extra hot dogs and hamburgers, but if you want to bring your own meat, bring it. Come have fun with us tonight. It's going to be a great opportunity to just get out and spend time with family. We're going to have the food. We're going to have a little worship service. We're going to have a couple of really great messages from a couple of folks. One, our pastor here, Jason Bay, and also Don Jackson, who is now the new principal at Mance Park Middle School. He'll be bringing a message also. And bring your lawn chairs and just come on out and have fun at Party at the Park, big guy.
And what time was that again?
6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Charlie. That's the way my dad's best friend used to talk. I miss both. I miss my dad. My sister and I were talking. We've been ranting all morning and all night. Good rants. I need my sister to rant to. And my poor mother, I used to rant to her, but she's getting to the age to where my mother doesn't need to hear my rants anymore. So now it's my sister and I. So we were ranting about everything that she and I are both dealing with. It's been an ongoing – we're going to write a novel, in fact. We're going to be able to publish this, and it is going to be a Trinity, Texas bestseller.
Trinity, Texas?
Yeah, Trinity, not even Huntsville. We're just going to publish it in Trinity. So or maybe, just pictures. So, Kyle, that is so – Elle Turpining's joining us, and she's from that area. No, she's from New Waverly. Who is the one that joins us from Trinity? We have some friends – oh, Kyle. Kyle's from Trinity. He's like me, and he's making fun of himself.
He's allowed to do that.
We love Trinity, by the way. You know why I love Trinity?
Why?
When you drive in, I love the sign.
It's the Trinity?
No, well, you know what the sign says when you drive in?
No, I can't recall.
And I mean this. I'm not joking. It says a city of prayer.
Oh, that's good.
Boy, when your city is founded on that, I just stumbled my words because there's a sneeze coming. I hear that sneeze.
Well, look that away. Bless you.
Did you just say that away?
Yeah, I looked that away.
Yes. I love that. Bridget gives me a hard time because I used to always say that away instead of that way.
Yeah.
But it is away, that away.
Yeah. Because that's the way I was raised.
That away is the way I was raised. Yeah. Welcome in as we get rolling here on another exciting.
We're rolling.
We rolling.
Rolling. Sorry.
How's your hide? Raw hide.
Raw.
That's pretty raw, Rick. 516 is the episode number here on this very wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Welcome in. The Brisketeer of Huntsville is in the audience today. We have brought in the cheers, and he is here. Also, it could be soon the bearded wonder of Huntsville. The beard is growing. The goatee is growing. The going goatee. We're going to have a special charity goatee cutoff because, he has a cook-off, so we're going to have a cutoff.
Whose goatee are you going to work on?
Well, we're going to see if Kyle let us. Let's give Kyle a turkey shave. You know what I'm talking
about? What's a turkey shave?
Well, a turkey shave is for me, and what I mean by a turkey shave is after I shave, I look like a turkey. I look like a butterball. There's things on my.
Okay, well, I do that now. I got little.
Yeah, but I would. Have you ever grown in any?
I had a mustache when I first met Kay, and she made me get rid of it.
Please grow that back.
Why?
It just look awesome. Hello, everybody. I'm Rick Boning.
I had one for years and years.
What is that? Oh, there's
She said it was prickly, and she didn't like it.
You know what I just started thinking of whenever I was like, hello. I started thinking of Miss Doubtfire whenever he goes to talk to the boss and it's Daniel, but he comes back with lipstick on. Do you remember this scene?
Yep.
And his boss is like, you go get him, you old boy. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I thought.
What's up with that?
Yeah, for some reason I thought about you with the mustache being that guy talking to Robin Williams, a.k.a. Daniel, and Miss Doubtfire. Oh, you got your little lipstick on. It's the funniest scene in the movie. I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
It is.
I've actually seen that one more than once.
All right. We've finally seen some movies together, buddy. Well, we didn't watch it together, but but different times. Hey, big thank you to Elliot Herzig from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com. I've had many people reach out asking about Rays of Hope. It is on Thursday, June the 5th. We will get official information out there as soon as possible. I've been dealing with fun family things with Can I just say something real quick, Rick? It's going to be a Rob's rant this morning.
Okay. Wait, what about Rick?
Well, you can join in on the rant.
I can have a Rick rant?
Nothing to do. Of course, we are here. Big thank you as well to Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools for all things excellent early education. Tomorrow's Promise. They are doing a great, great job. But I will say this. I'm going to say but here's the kicker to this, and it's not y'all. If your child is sick, leave the child at home. Because we are dealing with a sick baby this morning. Not because of Tomorrow's Promise.
Well, yes, it is because.
Well, but not any
but somebody brought their child.
And I get it. Look, here's the Rob's rant. I get it. I'm a daddy, and I've got to be at work. But, man, and I know it's hard sometimes, but if you have any inkling that baby's sick, and you got family in town, go drop them off with the family. Please. We don't have any family, but that's why it's been a very stressful
We have a lot of family here.
Well, we got family.
It's just not blood family.
Not blood family. But with Rob's rant over, Caden is doing much better today. I had to pick him up early yesterday because he had a little bit of a fever. But y'all were, and the reason I brought this up is y'all were so good. Here's how good Tomorrow's Promise is. Some places, because I've experienced this before, if your child is sick, what will happen? Well, they'll come get him, and then and then you go pick him up, and he's still in the middle of all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I went in yesterday, and boy, Miss Avery is so sweet, and she was sitting there holding Caden. He was crying, but he was still trying to be happy. But she had him separated, and I don't even think that's her baby, but because she was with the other classes. But
I think they had an extra teacher yesterday.
Yeah, they did. They had an extra teacher, but I think it was Miss Avery, one of the teachers. I should know this, but it was Miss Avery or one of them. But they were so kind, and they had Caden separated and just loving on him, and that warmed my heart when I went in. And I would have expected that because y'all have always done such a great job.
Well, it's not my credit. You can talk to my wife.
Well, don't sweat it, no credit. Don't sweat it, Rick. It's not your credit.
She's got the heart.
She does, but I wanted to say, see, I've turned what could have been a bad story into a great story, and Caden is much better. He did not have a fever this morning, but y'all have a great policy in place. Parents adhere to this policy. Charlotte will not let you in if your child has not been fever-free, or if it's been less than 24 hours. She does a great job over at the academy, and so Caden is with Mama this morning. I was going to bring him, and then Bridget could sense how stressed out I was, and she's like, I'll figure out how to get to work, but I'll drop him off after your show. So she's going to bring Caden this morning, and then the fun begins. So it's going to be a fun day today, navigating through all that. But we'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Everybody will be okay eventually.
Yes, and that's Rob's rant this morning. Life is good, and yeah, that's it.
Could you smile when you say life is good?
That's wonderful. It's just wonderful. They make this little fish.
What Kyle was doing.
Yeah, what if yeah. Kyle over there, it's Kyle Kreiner. But no, it really is, man. It is, and I want to use this, maybe some encouragement to myself. I get pretty frustrated pretty easily, and I just the last 15 hours, man, I've just been out of it. Like I won't say out of it, but just upset, because I know how stressful today is and tomorrow, and I feel so terrible because I'm not going to be able to make it to my niece's graduation, and I know she'll forgive me for that, but today is a very busy day because we have the party at the park tonight, which will be a lot of fun. I want folks to come out, but my original plan was, take care of everything today, do the party at the park, go home, get the kids asleep, then I drive to Belton, because it would have been absurd to get up at 4 a.m. and drive to Belton because my niece's graduation, some smart people in Belton decided, let's have the graduation at 9 a.m. Well, that on a Thursday? On a Thursday when people are working. So wonderful how people think and are very considerate of those that have to work and live far away. So thank you to those that really think this stuff through. That's another Rob's rant this morning. Just like if you're going to get married, don't get married on like a Thursday at noon, please. I've been to some weddings because it was cheaper. I get it. But don't invite people to your wedding if it's going to be Thursday at noon, because it's very hard for some people to get away from work and priorities and family. That's happened once before.
I've never gotten married Thursday at noon.
Can you believe that? That's the only time that Elvis is available. Kyle just said that's the only time that Elvis is available.
I actually have an Elvis costume.
You could do it.
The wigs.
You know what though? Here's what I'm discouraged about marriage nowadays. Did you know that the courthouses don't ask if whenever you go in and they don't require credentials or ordination anymore? All they ask is, oh, we just require a witness. That's it. That's it. Whenever one of the weddings I've performed probably 11 weddings before, and I'm very kind of strict with what I do because I believe in the sanctity of marriage, and I think that that's a holy union between two people, and so. I don't judge people, but I always ask them if they're a believer, and I kind of go through a couple of things with them because it's important to me, and it's important. It should
be important to them,
and it should be to them, and it's important to the Lord because it's biblical in my opinion. But here's the deal: the last wedding I did was several years ago in Williamson County, and I've done several in that county, and I went to turn in the wedding. The license, the marriage license, because I always, as a courtesy, they're on their honeymoon usually.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know what one of those is. Never got to take one. But I remember going into there, and I pulled out a little credential card I had for something, and she goes, "Oh, we don't need to see that anymore." So what do you mean? She goes, "Oh, you just have to be a witness now." I said, "When did that change?" She goes, "Well, that's the way it is now. You don't have to worry about that." So I guess just go forge a marriage license if you want to. I mean, you don't have any reason to, but just forge one. And then, I was a witness, and there you go. That's probably how easy it would be for somebody to do something now.
It's not that easy to get divorced.
Yeah, so they need to. It's just crazy. There's decisions that are being made. There's decisions being made that just don't make any sense. And this is where I'm going with this. Having a graduation at 9 a.m. on a Thursday is one of those that just don't make no sense. And the reason all this is kind of stressful is I was going to go to my niece's graduation, and then we produce every year. We're really blessed to produce a graduation for Hutto ISD, or as some people say, Hutto. I don't know whose toe it is, but it's Hutto. And that community used to literally be 50 people, maybe 30 years ago, and now it is a big 5A school. There's, probably 40, 50,000 people in that town. It's just blown up outside of Round Rock. They built a new stadium, but we have been producing their graduations, and now there's almost 700 kids that graduate. They're smart. They do this Thursday night, which is fine. Thursday night, that's better for people. That's easy for people, most people. They're smart. You know why? It's an outdoor facility. They do it at 8 o'clock at night.
Where it's a little cooler.
A little bit cooler. The only problem is it's usually about 3 hours because there's almost 700 students. So we do the streaming of that, and we have a guy that comes in and helps us. I'm really excited this year, too. We've had a guy named Mac that comes in and helps us. But this year we got a good friend, LG, who used to produce video for the San Antonio Spurs and Fox Sports. He's very awesome. Videographer, and so he's coming in to help out. He's very professional, and my buddy Carl in our sports broadcasting business, which is the company that produces this, he invested several years ago. He's very wise, Carl is, and we had a contract with UTSA and UIW, which is University of Incarnate Word and UTSA, and Carl invested in equipment that allowed us to produce ESPN Plus broadcasts. They're very strict with the type of equipment that you have to have and all that. So Carl, from those contracts, instead of taking the money for himself, he said, I want to reinvest a lot of this back into the company. He bought a lot of really great equipment for us. And so now we're able to produce things at a much higher level, higher quality level. And so that's kind of the story. And so the next couple of days we're going to be extremely stressful. And then as life would have it, I love my children. They can't help it, poor little buddy. But just imagine you're working on a car engine's running and everything's going smooth, right? You see the pistons moving. Let's just pretend the hood's off and that thing is just moving, all right? And then somebody decides, oh, this is going to be fun, and they take a bunch of nuts and bolts and they dump them on the moving engine. That's basically what's happened over the last 15 hours. So, but we'll get through it.
We'll always get through it.
I just have to.
May not be the way you intended.
Yeah, I just have to get it out of, unfortunately for me, I have to rant, and so I've been ranting with my sister to get it out of my system. So, and then unfortunately sometimes I rant to my wife about it, and she doesn't. I just need to rant to my sister. She and I love ranting. So that's Rob's rants today.
Good for you, Rob.
You got any rants maybe built up in there? Nothing. No rants at all.
No. I'm pretty darn happy.
I mean, I usually pull out the best in people, but Rick, I'm asking you this morning just to rant. Is there anything
Nothing to rant
when you were
about.
driving in? Was there something that happened?
No.
Did you bump into anything? Your toe?
I didn't. I did get behind the school bus, but the kids are allowed to get on the bus and go to school.
Any type of rant about that? I mean,
No.
was the bus going at the proper speed limit? Were they going under the speed limit? Were the children walking
They
fast?
did stop every block or so, but
Okay,
you know,
okay. This is good.
that's
Dig
not
in.
really a rant.
Dig in.
The kids are allowed to go to school.
Yes.
They should.
But were they walking at a good swift speed or kind of a normal speed?
They were slouching along.
Okay, so here we go. We've got another rant. Okay. I'm just kidding, Rick.
I really don't have too much to complain about. God's been good to
Yeah,
me.
he is. He's good. You're right, man. I love that. See, here's the inspiration this morning that no matter what you're going through, we all have moments to where we get upset. Unfortunately, I've had a lot more of those moments lately than I needed to have. But you're right, Rick, that at the end of the day, the Lord's always good. At the beginning of the day, He's good.
He let you see another day. It might be a miserable day, but He let you see it.
And I was talking to somebody about this just a few days ago that we are. It's easy for us to get upset about things and then forget about how blessed we are. The reality is we're all in our own little worlds, and if those own little worlds get disturbed in any way, we sometimes don't see the bigger picture, and that's where I fail every day. And I'm thankful that I love what Jason here at first says. I'm thankful that the Lord has given me another chance, not a second chance.
Another chance.
He's
every single day.
Given me 200 million chances, and I don't deserve any of them. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that, and I want that to be the inspiration this morning. That no matter what you're going through, and no matter what's happening. See, my wife just sent me a photo of my little boy. And
sound asleep.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Right there, man. And I was not full disclosure, I was not upset at him that he's sick. He can't help being sick. I'm just upset at the whole. I'm like, here's some. Oh, and here, can I give a nice little rant?
Sure.
Get home yesterday.
Rob, why don't you give me a little rant?
Boy, wake up in the morning. Bridget and I are very sensitive to air conditioning.
Yeah.
We know that when that thing's 1 degree off, we're like a hog burning up. You ever pet a wet pig before? That's kind of what I feel. Yeah. Kyle's like, yes. No, Kyle perks up. He's like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
I don't.
We keep our house at like 68. I like it cool.
Mine's 72.
See, we would detect that. We detect when that thing's 69. Like, literally can wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, it's hot in here. Well, the AC's on 69. It's 68. We wake up yesterday, it was 72 in the house. And our house is very well insulated.
Yeah.
Very well insulated. Your AC should always go, 20 degrees cooler. It should be able to cool. I think the consensus is if it's 90 degrees outside, your AC should be able to keep up at 70. I think that's like the general consensus. Ours is better than that. It could be 100 outside, and we could set that thing to 60, and that's how good the insulation is in the house. It would literally keep up. And so I knew that there was something wrong with that unit because we had it on 68 and it was at 72 and it just felt humid in the house. And so I said, well, maybe it's froze up. So I shut everything down. I didn't look at the condenser unit outside, but all the blower motor and all the indoors, the coil indoor, I couldn't take the panel off to look at it because it's all bolted on. I didn't have time for it. But I assumed that coil or something was probably froze up.
Yeah.
And I know they say, well, change the filters cause that. Well, I mean, yeah, it does, but it seems like that's always the number one go-to, but that's never been the issue with mine, ever. Any AC I've ever had, even if the filter was dirty, it's always been some stupid pinhole leak in the coil that ends up being this ridiculous price to fix, or you have to replace the whole thing. And so where I'm getting at with this, Rick, is I turned everything off. I turned on the blower motor to set it to on. And about 10 minutes later, I hear something in the bathroom sink draining. So I assumed that they have put the drain line into the plumbing because why would the bathroom sink be making that gargling noise? And sure enough, that's what it was. It was the drain line because the AC's up in the attic. They put the drain line through some other pipe. I put 2 and 2 together. Maybe a little bit of common sense, a rare common sense for me. But I heard that, and I knew that's what it was. And so I let it sit all day, and then when I got home yesterday, I turned it on, and I have a little thermometer on my phone that's actually very accurate. It's a heat sensor. This little dot right there is actually a heat sensor. You can take your body temperature. What do you got in here? Is that hot in there, Rick?
It's supposed to be.
You mind taking the lid off real quick? Is it okay? I'm going to show you something here. This is how advanced technology is. I can go to object temperature. I'm going to do liquid. I'm going to put that in there. And, boy, yeah, look at that. Your coffee right now is at 138 degrees.
Can't be.
Yeah, it is. 135 degrees. Doesn't lie.
I can drink it.
Doesn't. Well, you can drink that. Look, you can. That's what it says. 127, 100. If I get closer, it's a little bit. But this thing's pretty accurate. And I guarantee in this room, it's about 78 degrees. Check this out. It is hot in here. It's a little hot. It's always hot in here.
I think it's fine.
I know. You like the warmth.
I do.
I put it on to Kyle. Boy, whoa, the phone started shaking.
He's hot.
I just put the phone on Kyle, and this dialogue, I said, "Hey, Papa." Whoa, easy there, Kyle. So your AC is supposed to blow at what, 50, maybe 50? Does that sound right, Kyle? 50 degrees, 45 degrees? What is it?
18 to 22 degrees, whatever.
18. But I mean, if you're right there in the return, I think it's like 50 degrees. That sound about right?
No, your return
Or is it
probably
like cooler, 40 maybe? Here.
68, 70 degrees.
Well, hold on. Let's see this. What temperature should the air coming out of my AC be?
Wouldn't it depend on what you hit it set at?
It does. Okay, yeah. So cooler than the temperature of the air return. You're okay. So.
Oh, it's almost like I used to do it.
So like my car, I forgot because I used to do home inspections, and I don't remember this, but there was. Yeah, I don't remember. Whatever. Anyways, I know before when I would put my phone up to the AC vent. In my car, it does this. It'll say it's like 48 degrees from the air blowing out. You get what I'm saying? Which is pretty good. In my house, it's always been like around 55 maybe or so, or 50. Well, I put my phone in that thing yesterday. It said 68 degrees. I was like, man, that's not cold air. And so.
It is to me.
Not to me, buddy. It should have been a lot cooler coming out of that bed. That's why the house wasn't cooling off. And I just knew in the bottom of my heart, oh, great. Well, I didn't know this. Lee's Unlimited did a great job. Nothing on him. Lee, awesome dude, came out as part of our WCRC group. I called Lee. Came out within 30 minutes. Didn't have to do that. Showed up. Extremely reasonable on the service call. Well, I completely forgot about Freon, and that's not free anymore like it used to be.
It's not Freon anymore.
Yeah, and so he had to charge me, obviously, because he has cost in that stuff. But that stuff is not cheap. Well, guess what? I was down 4 pounds in my unit.
So that's about $100 a pound?
100% right, Rick. Look at this guy over here.
Well, Freon is difluoromethane.
Wait, hold on. Can you look at that camera and say that real quick? Ready?
Dichloromethane.
Boy, that sounds like something after you eat at Gringos. That's
what Freon is.
Got some of that. What again? What is it?
Dichloro.
Methane. Dichloromethane. Dichloro.
Yeah.
Hey, dichloro. What's the difference? It's okay. Tomato, difloro.
But when you hear that dimethane, that's the part that No. Methane is a greenhouse gas.
Or it's a natural greenhouse gas, too. Yeah. It's a natural greenhouse gas.
And the chlorine's not too great for you either.
So anyways, that was another very fun. We've had all these unexpected things happen with Mac and all that, and now this. And I try not to complain, Rick, but I'm like, my goodness, man. And then, so here's the perfect way to sum up, real quick. The perfect way to sum up how I feel right now. I sent this to my sister. She kind of laughed about it. She actually sent me some prayer hands on this morning. So as I was driving in, life gets away from you. And, I'm sitting there praying like, Lord, just give me a sign. Give me a sign. I'm literally saying, Lord, just give me a sign of something today. This was the sign that I got. You're 0 miles till empty.
0 miles to empty.
I mean, literally right after I thought that prayer, that popped up on there. And I was like, I forgot all about that.
That means...
I pulled into the parking lot, and that bad boy popped up, so I had to snap a picture of it. I said, that's great. That's just great.
That's a good sign, right?
Fuel level's low, and I'm empty, buddy.
0 miles to empty.
But you know what? The good Lord has filled me back up, and I ain't worried about that. So I pulled over. I do have one other rant. Man, I went to Brookshire Brothers, and I don't understand why. The gas station over there, I don't understand why when I put it in my card, it didn't ask me for my Kroger Rewards number.
Well, maybe because you wasn't at Kroger.
exactly. That was
Okay.
my joking rant.
I got it.
I had to share that this morning. Well, hey, there is so much going. Let us know that you're out there this morning. All ranting aside, we love you, Huntsville. Thank you for being here with us. Let us know what you're thankful for today as we get rolling on a very, very wonderful Wednesday. I know I was talking about all this, but there is so much to be thankful for. The fact that you're up this morning, that's something right there to have gratitude about. And so just be thankful for where you're at. And realize that maybe where you're at is not where you have to stay. If you're going through some adversity or there's some challenges in your life right now, maybe you're in our boat with 2 little ones and trying to figure out how to navigate jobs and your family and all that. Take a step aside. I'm telling this to myself as well. Take a step aside and be grateful for what you have, because the Lord has blessed all of us, especially here in Huntsville, tremendously. So think about those
One of
things.
these days you're going to miss having them little ones.
Oh, I know. I made a mistake the other day. I said I was so frustrated, and I forget who I was talking to, and I said, man, I just sometimes wish that fast forward button would go to they can take care of themselves. And then I said, no, I don't wish that at all. And I backed it up right away, because my little girl, she's my little cuddle buddy, and she gets up, and I know one day, hopefully she'll always be my little cuddle buddy, but
she will.
I know. Kyle's over there like, nope.
She will. Mine still gets in my lap. She's 40-some odd years old.
So it's great, and I started thinking about being thankful for those things, and I'm extremely thankful for my family and for my children. I'm just so grateful for all the blessings, and it is, friends. I'm gonna be just transparent. It is very difficult when you're in the middle of a storm to look beyond that storm. But my challenge to you, as I'm challenging myself, is look beyond the storm, because we know the storms always come, right? But we also know that there is clearing and that the sun will return. And the sun is always out there. It's just sometimes hidden behind the storm.
That's right.
So, but guess what? If it's daytime and it's storming, it's still light outside. You ever know that? It's still light. There's still light outside.
Maybe up above the storm.
It would, but it's still light outside.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you that even in the middle of the storm, the light is still there. Even if it's at nighttime, the moon is out, the light is still there. Hey, we'll take a break. A lot going on. Let us know what you're thankful for this morning. Let us know how you are on this very, very wonderful Wednesday. As always, we wouldn't be able to be here and talk about great things, a little bit of fun, a little bit of ranting.
A lot of ranting.
A little bit of fun. Without our good friends at Tomorrow's Promise. Friends, my children are doing so excellent. They are really doing wonderful. And I want to encourage you, if you've got a little one, you're looking for a place that they want to grow up and develop those early childhood skills. K-Boning has been such a tremendous advocate in educating me and our community on the importance of early childhood education. You're not going to get a better education and a jump start for your children than Tomorrow's Promise. They truly do care. I've been to so many little events. I think there's even a graduation event today for the little ones.
There's a graduation event.
But we got to go to a showcase that Miss Avery put on, and that was neat to see some of they're still little, but the older little kids learning a lot of different things.
I did not get to go to that.
I was heartbroken.
I was kind of heartbroken too. I wanted to go see it,
and
I probably won't get to go to graduation.
Well, and Braylon looks up at me, and she's real teary-eyed. And her little lips are kind of trembling because she's so sad. She goes, "Daddy, where's Mr. Rick?"
You fibbing.
And then Caden, who's starting to talk really well, but not say complete sentences, he goes, "Daddy, Mr. Rick is not here." And just broke down. It was just bad because you weren't there.
Neither one of them are at my location.
It's like someone that's like 100,000 miles away. Where was he at? Well, he was on the moon, baby. He was on the new Orion mission.
That's right.
Well, hey, let's take a break. More information, by the way, online at tomorrowspromise.info. Today is National Memo Day.
Yes.
Memo.
I've already got the list.
And you checked it twice?
No, I did not check it twice, but I
Perfect.
read through it once.
Were they okay?
Yeah, they were great.
All right, as long as they're okay, we got the approval. Hey, we'll take a break. Stay with us. Let us know what you're thankful for today. Do us a favor and like and share this broadcast so we can continue uplifting you and bringing a little hope this morning through Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It is Good Morning, as always, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise, over 27 years.
Coming up on 28.
Coming up on 28. That ought to be a country song.
Coming up on 28.
Coming up on 28.
Yeah. Well, Kay and I have only been married 20 years this year.
Well, there you go. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. We love you, Huntsville. We'll be right back. See you in a minute.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hello, First Baptist Huntsville. This is Jeremy Stallnecker with the Mighty Oaks Foundation, and I'm sitting in my home studio today recording some different things for our organization. But I wanted to stop quickly and say hello and tell you how excited I am to be with you on May 25th. That is Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to have a wonderful time together. I feel very honored to be able to spend this time with you. As you know, this is an important weekend, a very important holiday, as we remember the sacrifices of the men and women who've gone before us, those who gave their lives, paid the ultimate sacrifice that we could enjoy the freedoms that we do. Very, very important time, and I am excited to be able to spend that time with you. We're going to talk about Memorial Day, what it means, why it's important, and how we can live our lives in light of the sacrifices made by others. Again, very excited to be with you this Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 25th.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Be kind to one another.
That's what you're supposed to be.
You better. Weather today. Weather update brought to you by nobody except Rick and Rob here.
Well, Rick doesn't have a lot to do with the weather.
Weather update brought to you by Rick and Rob. How about upper 60s right now? Beautiful. Oh, only 66% humidity. That's the least humidity we've had since I've done the weather on this show.
Really?
Yes. 60. Nope, I thought it said 86. It's 66. 81 and sunny today. That is a beautiful day today. 81 and sunny.
Where are you going to be? In this dark studio.
Rick, I just talked about in the break that I'm going to lighten it up, and then you're talking about it being dark.
Dude, I'm the one that gets to walk outside and be out there.
Oh, I lied to you. 91 today. I did. My eyes did. I was like, 81 would have been beautiful. 91's okay.
I can live with it. I like it hot.
91 and sunny today. Tonight, 68 and partly cloudy. Thursday, sunny, 93. They've taken a little bit of the rain. There was supposed to be a little bit of showers. They've taken that out.
Good.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'd like them to get done with my house, and they need it to be dry.
What are they doing at the house? Sheetrocking or painting stuff?
Oh, no. The inside's done. I'm waiting for them to work on the outside.
Yes. And for my graduation Thursday night, sunny. That is always the scariest thing about those graduations and us producing. And one year it was raining. And so we had to bring a tent, a 10 by 10, and I put up. And then as soon as the graduation started, it was over, so we took it down. And unfortunately, my 10 by 10 is bright green, one of them that I have, and that's the one that I brought. I have a blue one and a bright green one. Well, I goofed and brought the bright green one, so it stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, if you ever need one, Tomorrow's Promise has one. Purple, but it says Tomorrow's Promise.
But I could probably pick it up tomorrow. You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Yeah, I promise.
When tomorrow gets here.
Have you ever started? Did you get the Tomorrow's Promise taxi going yet?
No, I haven't. But I would.
It's a future It's the next day taxi service because the slogan is "We'll pick you up tomorrow. We promise." And that's the Tomorrow's Promise taxi.
So give us a call today.
Yeah, and that would be important for instead of taxi, Tomorrow's Promise shuttle services. You need a ride to the airport tomorrow? We'll pick you up tomorrow. We promise. That's Tomorrow's Promise shuttle services.
Don't be telling people that. I ain't going to the airport. I don't go there unless I have to. Kyle's taken me there before.
What would an airport ride cost from here to Houston? $80? Boy, that's cheap. I'd have charged $100. Either $80, you think? Uber's a ripoff. You know what Uber does? Uber rips off the drivers. I don't mind saying it. Because I used to drive for Uber and Lyft. The drivers get hosed big time. When it first started, you could make some good money.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Austin area, South by Southwest, huge music entertainment festival that goes on. And I decided I'm going to go down there and give this Uber thing a try. And I got signed up, went down there, and I kid you not, Rick, in 7 hours, I made about $800 that day. And I said, man, I'm just going to start doing this full time. The problem was that was when it first started.
Yeah.
The drivers got paid well. The fares were very reasonable, but they were competitive. Now the fares for a passenger, no brainer. I'm always going to do Uber because it's so cheap as a passenger to ride on an Uber. The problem is if you're paying a cheap price, guess what? The driver's also getting paid cheaply. And so I had a guy the other day, I had my truck over at Henson Ford getting the transmission fixed, and I needed a ride from here at the church to Madisonville. My fare was only like $19.
I would have done it for 12.
And that poor guy, that's what, a 30-minute drive, 30 miles?
It's about 30 minutes.
He's missing out on his gas. It's probably costing that much in the gas to get over there. And he was a really nice guy, and I started talking to him, and he probably didn't believe it because there's always people who say, well, don't worry, I'm going to tip you real well, and then they don't. I already knew I was going to give this guy like a $20 tip at least, and so I did, and he was very thankful, but I wasn't going to let that poor guy drive me all the way to Madisonville for $20. That dude's getting ripped off because by the time you drive there and come back, you got to factor in your gas and all that, and you say, well, man, if it's only 30 minutes there and $30, that's the $20 an hour. Well, no, that's your tires, that's your gas. He probably only made $10. I think someone broke it down, and on average, an Uber driver makes just under $10 an hour. I think, Kyle Kreiner is making 18, but that's because he also slung brisket tacos to people for an extra $5. Good idea. Dude, you need to start doing the brisketeer Uber driver. You could make your own moniker. Like the cash cab. See? You could do this, Kyle. Yes. Dude, you could make. Who would? If I got picked up by that guy and I knew that he was a brisketeer, I would definitely pay extra for some brisket. He should do that, and then it's like the cash cab. Remember that thing that was the TV show?
I remember the cash cab.
You're inside the cash cab. Blah, 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 blah. And I wonder how they.
I don't know.
They had to script that.
The flashing lights there would set off my epilepsy.
Well, here's the deal on the cash cab. They had to have scripted that. Because if you lose, he just drops you off in the middle of your route,
Yeah.
So they don't do that. They have to get the people there. So that there's some script. If I got in the cash cab and lost, Rick, and they only took me halfway, that would turn into the smash cab. I'd be so angry that thing would just turn into the smash cab.
What if you refuse to get out?
Yeah. So it would be cool to have Kyle set up as the brisketeer. The brisketeer. We'll have to come up with something. But then when people get in, instead of there being flashing lights, we have artificial brisket smoke machines that start spraying you with like barbecue smoke and brisket juice. Yeah, brisket juice, like a mister, and barbecue smoke. You're inside the brisketeer wagon. What do you think? You think people would go for that, Rick?
I think they would.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about the brisket juice.
I used to smoke and then sit in my truck with the windows down and just sit out there all night.
Kyle,
but that smoke lingers for a few days.
yeah. Kyle's saying that, he used to have the smoke in the truck and it'd linger for a few days. And he's right. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Probably turns what do you call that? The
liner.
The headliner. Turn the headliner like a musty yellow color.
Yeah, it's the brisket smoke.
Brisketine.
Might be gray.
Brisketine. I had a roommate. This is a story I'm just thought of. That's why I love doing this show, because we never know where we're going to go. But I had a roommate years ago. Nice guy, family friend. We've known him forever. Poor guy battled colon cancer and overcame it. Lord healed him of it. And I did not. I mean, I'm not being, not saying that the Lord doesn't work in miraculous ways, because he does. But I just did not see this guy making it. He's in horrible shape. Smokes. Just hadn't taken care of himself, and poor guy's had such a hard life, and then he got that cancer. And I thought, man, this is it for him, and I felt so bad for him. But the Lord healed him of it, and he's great now. But he still smokes. He smoked 4 or 5 packs a day.
That's not good.
But he would smoke. And I'd tell him, man, like, quit smoking in my house, because I don't like that. And if you want to smoke a cigarette, go outside and smoke. I don't care if you want to smoke outside. Don't smoke in the house. Well, he didn't listen to me, and he did smoke in the house. And, man, when he moved out, that bedroom, this is an older house in the 70s, by the way, in Georgetown. But, you're supposed to have white walls.
Yeah, they were yellow.
Those walls were yellow. The best thing, see, Rick, I could be ranting about this, but I'm turning it around. I'm being positive. One of the best things that ever happened to that house was we had a flood. And the reason, it was from Tropical Storm Hermine that came through in like 2011. It dropped 26 inches of rain on our neighborhood within 24 hours, and I had a foot of water come through the house. That was the greatest thing that ever happened, because it forced me to rip out sheetrock. And if it's only a foot, you just go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I got into that room and I started ripping out sheetrock, and I said, these morons that built the house forgot to even that room was always hot, and it faced the sun. Guess what that builder forgot to do?
Insulation in the walls.
Didn't put any insulation in the walls. Exterior walls, no insulation.
Mm.
And then I started getting in there. I said, you know what? It's just going to be cheaper for me just to rip out all the sheetrock. And I ripped that sheet, and even behind the sheetrock in the studs, I could still smell the smoke, man.
It gets everywhere.
But that was the greatest thing that could have happened, because it forced me to redo that house, and I got rid of all that smoke smell that was in there. I mean, we're talking 2-3 years after he left, it was still in there, and I scrubbed the walls. You'd scrub the walls, and man, you leave your hand would, like, you stick it on a piece of paper, and it, the nicotine was left behind. It was horrible.
Oh, and you were breathing it.
Yeah, I was breathing it, brother. I sure was. And so every once in a while, it hits me on the show.
I used to date a smoker.
Did you ever smoke?
No.
You did tobacco, though, right?
I did chewing tobacco a long time ago.
Yeah, but
like
no smoking.
No.
Yeah.
I have asthma. Smoking's not a good idea.
Smoking? I got asthma. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right.
So anyways, yeah, it was a crazy deal, but it does not go away.
I know.
It doesn't go away. You know what also?
And their clothes smell like it too.
Well, you know what also doesn't go away?
What doesn't go away?
There's something on this show that doesn't go away on Wednesdays. Jesus. It never goes away on Wednesday. It's time.
For Rick's. Oh, no, you're supposed to say that.
It's time. Oh, keyword's fun, by the way. Text it in. It's time.
Let me find you. There we are.
For the happy man with the sunglasses and the greatest comb over in Huntsville.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that picture.
It's time.
That's definitely me, but I don't know where the hair came from.
It's time for Rick's Top 10. Did you like that intro?
It was great. I really like it.
What is?
I think there needs to be a drum roll, though.
We'll change it up.
Okay.
I'm missing some Kay's Wednesday wisdom, by the way.
I know she doesn't feel well again today.
We need to get the Kay's Wednesday wisdom going. You were asking where that photo came from.
Yeah.
And
it's a real photo.
It is a real photo. It was outside the studio, Rick. Watch, Rick, right here. It's actually the graphic for my contact too, by the way.
Let me see.
Well, why didn't want to let me click on it? Well, anyways, it was outside the studio. You know, I have 446 photos of you on my phone.
That's sad.
Boy, that's
really sad.
I'm not stalking you.
You're not?
Well, it's because the show and all, it picks us up all the time. But I'm trying to think. I'll find it eventually, Rick. But anyways,
okay.
Rick's top 10. We'll get to it in a minute.
Top 10 ways to celebrate National Memo Day.
Memo, like writing a memo?
M-E-M-O.
Okay.
Memo, not meme, memo. And because nothing says party like a passive-aggressive office note.
What would that read?
Okay, number 10. Replace every conversation with a memo, even with your dog. To Fido, barking. Policy, please cease after 10 p.m. Regards, management.
What'd you do, stick it on the side of the dog?
Kyle says, per my last email.
Yeah, per my last email.
Number 9, leave sticky notes everywhere saying, don't forget it's memo day. Then forget where you stuck them. Find one in the fridge next Thursday. I don't think I'd put them in the fridge.
No, I would.
They don't stay.
I would put them in there because my brain doesn't function properly.
Number 8, send a memo to your boss demanding a raise and sign it anonymous, but definitely worth it. Number 7, organize a memo flash mob. Everyone just silently hands out papers and leaves. HR loves this. Number 6, write a heartfelt memo to your coffee machine. To Mr. Keurig, my sanity. Thank you for your tireless service. 5, recreate famous movie scenes using only memos. To Jack, room on the door. There was definitely space. 4, challenge a coworker to a memo off. First one to CC the entire department with nonsense wins.
Do you CC on a memo, though?
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
I've never CC'd on a memo.
No, I've never. How would you CC a memo? You make copies of it and hand it to other people?
You write an email and then you print it off?
Yeah, I would never do that.
I wouldn't either. Wear a suit just to fax yourself memos all day. You're not weird. You're efficiently festive. Number 2, replace your voicemail greeting with please submit all inquiries in memo format. Response time, 6 to 8 business years.
Business years? Maybe dealing with the government on that.
Yeah, you might be.
And now.
And the number 1 way to celebrate National Memo Day. 1, leave this list in the break room and sign it upper management. Then take a vacation. You've memoed enough for 1 year.
There it is. Exclusively on Good Morning Huntsville. It's Rick's Top 10.
I don't remember ever doing my hair like that.
We'll take a break. When we come back, some more of what it's the National Day of and other things going on here in Huntsville. And also, we want to interact with you. Make sure you stay with us. Hey, by the way, we are here on a wonderful Wednesday. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information online at tomorrowspromise.info. Stay with us. More to come. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
All right, welcome back at it as we continue on here. Now joining the, oh, look at that right there. Joining the conversation, none other than
the brisketeer of Huntsville, Kyle Kreiner.
Brisketeer. If you have never had a Kyle Kreiner brisket, you are missing out. Kyle, by the way, thank you for all of your generous support for the Clay Towsworth Memorial Ride. That was a great event, brother. The meat, everything was good. So thank you for being there and supporting the family and Katie and just putting together such a wonderful spread of food for us.
Absolutely. I'm glad to do it.
It was awesome, man, and a good turnout. We got to cruise all around. I didn't even know that I went through Richards. We stopped by Drifters. That was a cool little spot over there. They even had a popsicle for Caden over there. You ever been over there?
I've never been there.
Pretty cool little spot.
I had to miss that too.
But we went through there. Went to the Honor Cafe, the original one there in Conroe. It's kind of cool if you have the original. It's like you guys at Tomorrow's Promise. You have the original location, right? Yeah. The original. You got enough room?
We'll deal with it.
Yeah, it's Rick's war, but it's pretty neat. We got to cruise around through all of there and then head back. And the Post 95, they just had a beautiful setup. So it was a good day. It was a day we wish we didn't have to have, but it was a good day.
I wish we didn't have to either.
But it was
I
a
missed
good
that
day.
guy.
Kyle, what have you been up to, man? Just brisketeering? What's new in the world of Kyle Kreiner? Congratulations, by the way, new job coming up.
Yeah. And I guess the IT department is working on reestablishing my link because they were a little preemptive on terminating my
with your former company.
With my former company.
Yeah, not the new one. You haven't even started yet.
Wake up this morning. I'm supposed to be in a meeting right now. But they deactivated my Teams account, my email, all that, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm done for the week then. I only have a couple more days, so that's not that big a deal. They didn't need me.
You ever seen the movie Office Space?
Yeah.
It reminds me of.
You see my stapler?
Well, yeah, that one's funny. It reminds me. Let me see if we can pull this up here real quick. Here's what they were thinking. There's a consulting scene in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a consulting scene.
Right.
And
they're determining which employees to keep.
Yeah, and poor Samir, they can't pronounce his last name. But Kyle, immediately I thought of this whenever you said that they disabled your account because they were already thinking about this. And so they disabled your account, and here is exactly what the consultants were talking about.
Get rid of these people here.
Wait, hold on. This is what they were thinking about, Kyle, all right? Let me turn off the music. We'll go back. Here's what they were thinking.
Getting rid of these people here. First, Mr. Samir Naga. Not going to work here anymore anyway. And Mr. Mike.
That's what they thought.
Right.
Not going to work.
You Samir?
That's what they were thinking. They were like, well, he's not going to work here anymore. So just no. But you had I know. In all seriousness, I mean, you're leaving there on great terms. Had a great run with that company. A lot of good people there. But an opportunity for you to move on, and we're proud for you for that, man.
Yeah. I always fantasize. Instead of giving somebody 2 weeks notice, giving them 2 weeks to notice. Because if they haven't noticed in 2 weeks, I guess I'm getting another paycheck.
You would never do that, though. He's not that kind of person.
That's really good, Kyle.
It's the company I'm working for is based out of Dubai, and they're owned by a Scottish family. And
did you get to know the family?
Oh yeah.
So they were big, but small enough to where you still got to know.
It was like literally a mom and pop operation. They had probably about 200 employees.
Wow.
It wasn't incredibly huge, but
well, that's big to me. If I had 200 employees, boy, we'd be doing great.
200 employees globally.
I'd be doing even better if I had 200 globally.
We have 70 locally.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I mean, it's relatively for the business that it was or that it is. It's it's relatively small, and they've got a pretty good hold grasp on their, they've got a pretty good name for themselves and all. So.
And the business you're going to work for has a pretty good name for themselves. Everybody knows them.
Yeah.
We can't divulge any more than that. But
it's ExxonMobil.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of those guys. I can't believe they finally got into the cell phone business.
Right.
Got them a while. ExxonMobil, there, a great carrier. They're piggybacking off of T-Mobile's towers.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Rick's you have connections to some of those, right? Did you do some chemical stuff? That's what you did, right?
No.
I always thought you were like a chemical engineer type guy.
No, never ever.
It was all IT, right?
Yeah.
IT at Shell?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
He was the it.
I took the SH out of it.
That's great, man. It's wonderful, wonderful, brother. This was our old motto back in the day.
I know. I thought it was great. I stole it from you. Is what I did.
What did you see, Rick, when you were in the industry? Just what are some changes that you saw in technology, especially with a company like Shell? That is pretty amazing, though, to be a part of a major corporation.
That was 10, 15 years ago.
What did you see? What was changing, though? Did you see any major technological advancements?
Do you remember Y2K?
Yeah.
Do you remember working 40 hours a day for 2 years?
I was in 12th. I was a junior in high school.
It was hard.
Did anything really happen, though?
No, nothing happened.
But were you nervous about it like everybody? I was nervous. And
I was told to be nervous about it.
They're like,
the whole world is going to crash. Yeah.
Crash. That was probably a good time to invest right before or to buy right before and then sell right after.
I was worried about all my Napster MP3s going.
Dude, and can you believe that they cracked down on all that stuff? Nobody knew that would, no one thought about it. Really, nobody thought about downloading music and it being illegal. Nobody did. And we had a Pell Grant at our school. It was some sort of a Pell Grant. Or Pell's like a financial aid. It wasn't a Pell. It was some sort of a grant. It wasn't a Pell Grant. It was some sort of a grant. But anyways, Dell Computers, they were right down the street in Round Rock. That's where they were founded. And Dell had donated schools to our computer labs, just gave them to us. And we were so giddy because it was these new computers and they were quick and, the old ones turn and you hear the hard drive running, but we thought they were great. And we went to
I can remember.
Brother, we went to every computer in that lab. It was TIFF. That's what it was, a TIFF grant, because we called it the TIFF lab. We named it after the grant. It was a TIFF lab. And we ended up downloading Napster on every one of those computers. And at any type of technological class we had, every student was downloading music and playing them on those computers.
Well, I mean, so
thousands of songs.
That was literally the first file sharing, and then that evolved into Dropbox, and now
Kazaa, iMesh, all those.
I mean, but think about it. You needed Napster, because you have to transferring large files, right?
Mhm.
Think about transferring large files. Nobody's going to do that over email or whatever, but you wanted some kind of network to where you could share these files back and forth over a platform, and not just have to go over with the floppy or a zip drive or USB drive, and courier. I mean, that was a big thing. Even in my industry, we have a lot of reports to write, right? Back in the day, they used to take Polaroids and then write in the Polaroid the description, and they'd send all these Polaroids with a handwritten report and send it off, because if you put all that in a Word document or PDF it, you couldn't compress it down enough to send it through an email or upload it,
Yeah.
But that's the evolution of technology. You needed a platform to upload, all these files and documents real time, and that's ultimately why I'm in the position I am now. One of our competitors, or not our competitors, one of our clients, they have their own system where we uploaded all their data real time, and now they've analyzed all this data. On a little dashboard where we used to crank out like a monthly report with all these charts and graphs and everything. They took all the charts and graphs, and now we have to upload our reports, and just not the whole report, but the snippets, the parts that they want. Now they make their own graphs, they analyze it real time, and so now they're like, okay, well, we've made our decision on what shops, what vendors we want to keep, where our problem areas are at. Bye, we're good.
You just dump it into ChatGPT. Now, analyze this for me. Tell me the best solution. And then you go drink coffee and come back 30 minutes later and it's done.
So you're talking about like IT, how the industry's changed. I'm in oil and gas. He was in oil and gas. That's how the industry's changed. It used to be handwritten reports with Polaroids and all that, and you mailed it off in bulk, and you may send out once a week 15 reports to your home office, and they disseminate it to the client.
Now they
right?
expect 15 reports a day, probably.
Now it's, we had a client that when we were working with them, we'd have 30, 40 jobs a day with 5-6 people.
See, and you're in the industry where you can't push the mop a little bit slower to still get paid the same.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Yeah. See, if you work at the grocery store and you're cleaning the floors, you can just push that mop a little bit slower to kind of drag it on. But you can't do that, in that business.
So it's hard to do that.
So I'm a quality guy, right? So
he is a quality.
Very quality.
So to spend that extra time, to do the job right is very important. You can't rush to quality. But oh man, you get on some of these rig sites, that company man, that drill site manager. Oh yeah, no, they'll have you. They're gonna make you rush, and they're gonna, if you don't like it, well, I'm gonna run you off. Okay, we'll talk to your drilling engineer, see how he likes that. But I'll go ahead and leave. You can call me back. Here's my cell phone number.
Well, Kyle, give us some updates real quick. We got probably about 3 more minutes. Rick's got to go here in just a few minutes, but give us some updates on the brisket cooking, man. That's what we're always enjoying a good Kyle Kreiner brisket.
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah.
So I did that cook last weekend. I think I did a cook the weekend before, and I'm doing a cook this weekend.
I had one of your briskets from last week. Weekend before.
Weekend before, yeah.
How long does a brisket stay in the freezer?
Mine?
6
about a
months.
month.
How much?
It can, it's a smoked meat, right? So that back in the day, that's the way to preserve it. Now, granted, we don't preserve it all the way down like they used to.
Yeah.
We still
It's still got some moisture in it.
We like to save a lot of that fat. We just render the fat from the top down into the meat.
Oh, I render a lot of fat, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I render it straight in the turlet.
But it stays, 6 months or so in the freezer? Be all right?
Yeah, it can stay. Yeah, if you vacuum pack it, it's smoked. You put it in the freezer. I mean, yeah, it'll last. I mean, I usually portion mine out. I'll quarter them up. I'll chop some. I'll slice some, shred some. But yeah, I mean,
so what are we at, Rick, on yours?
You need to go ahead and eat.
Are we at 6 months?
Yeah, you need to go ahead and eat that. Because I got another one from him. It's in my freezer.
Yeah, there's
now.
another one coming.
It's literally still in my freezer.
Step it up.
All right, I'll eat it in
Please do.
in memory of,
Yeah.
in thankfulness of Rick Boning, and thankfulness.
Yeah. And I probably
with
should-
gratitude.
I probably need to start buying a brisket and halving it with you anyway.
Yeah,
Or maybe
because I can't ever eat
quartering it.
If I
'cause-
buy a whole one, you do that, and I'll give you half. Whenever next one you get after this one, holler at me, and I'll pay you half, and we'll go halfsies.
Well, it
So, but anyways, yeah, I'm doing Billy Cawthon's son's graduation party. I've got several briskets and pork butts. I'm also doing pork butts too. My pork butts are very, very
They
good.
are very
Oh yeah,
good.
they're really good. You took a nasty. I mean, let me just say, we were donated some meat, and I had to throw out half of that.
Yeah.
But you told me what to look for.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for the person that donated. Well, we found out them things have been in the freezer for well over a year. They were done. It's because Kroger had a huge sale and got them dirt cheap. But you told me what to look for, and I gave you a couple of them, and you said these are great. And you did it for our cook-off, and they ended up being awesome, man. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I've never had anything he cooked that wasn't.
No, it was good.
Delicious.
The one I cooked was horrible. I took one bite of it, and I threw it out.
Yeah, so it's all about how they package it and how it goes in the freezer, and if you freeze it well before the freeze by date, it's all about how you if you properly store it. So, but yeah, I mean so I'll be working 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. So I plan on maybe expanding into my cooking repertoire.
Awesome.
Maybe figuring out doing chicken in bulk. Maybe I'm not a big chicken.
Well,
eater,
I do have some bad news for you, buddy.
What's
I'm
that?
sorry. I know I've been trying to be positive, but I do have some bad news. Somebody has taken that spot where Randy used to be over there with Granny Mary's Cajun.
No,
Asian
I'm not trying to. No, dude, this is
See, I knew you didn't want it, but just selfishly, I wanted it for you.
Yeah, it's a labor of love when it starts talking about making money and making profit and it turns into a business thing, then it kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather do the little one-off cooks, make a couple bucks here or there, basically just pay for all the upgrading on the pit that I want.
I love
the
it.
pit that I got is nice, but the pit that I want, I'm gonna build it. I build onto it, right? But that's all I want to do.
Well, great. Well, Kyle, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. We got to get rolling because I know Rick, you got to go, and I've got a few meetings to cram in today. But we're excited
all you
about
guys working.
all the great things going on. So, Kyle, thank you, man, for hanging out with us as always.
Absolutely.
Good to see you. And big shout out, Rick Boning. We love you, brother. And Kay, can't wait to see you. We need to get the Kay's Wednesday Wisdom rolling again because we
maybe
love
she'll
having
feel
it.
like being here next week.
Yeah. So, and hey, I do want to thank our friends at Huntsville Memorial Hospital. They are our streaming provider here on Good Morning Huntsville. We're streaming this to 3 different Facebook platforms, Instagram, Twitter, which is also known as X. We're also on LinkedIn. And, of course, Spirit Radio FM and the Spirit Radio FM app. So we want to thank HMH for all that they do and appreciate their generous support in helping us bring the stream to you every single day and the interaction. So no prize today. No prize today. We will have a prize tomorrow. I did say the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. I still
say that.
Still hits my mind, but it just popped. And I was like, no, wait a minute. I can't. So the text line, you can go ahead and text in, though, to get your name in for tomorrow. It is on the Your Name Here phone and text line. So it's a
how much does sponsorship go for? I mean, because I got 5 on it.
I got 4, so let's get real. You can text in fun, though. That is the key word this week. And a big thank you to Brad and Sky Carlton. They hooked you up, and we'll pick that up soon, though, a gift card over to Honor Cafe. You won that yesterday, Kyle. But go ahead and text in fun so you can be entered in for tomorrow. The more times you enter in each day, the more chances you have to win. The keyword this week is fun, and you can text that in to 936-339-0139. Well, friends, it's been fun. Rick, appreciate you, brother. I'll give you another handshake. And always good to shake the brisketeer's hand. It's just a good hand.
There we go.
That's a good handshake there. Hey, I do want to remind you, friends, we couldn't be here. We honestly could not be here, could not do what we do. Our website continues to get an immense amount of traffic. In fact, yesterday, I had a chance to go and meet a very awesome young man named Chad Henley. We're going to have the story up on our website a little bit later this week, but I did have a chance to catch up with him. Chad is a substitute teacher at Mance Park. Unfortunately lost his wife to a heart attack in January. 44 years old she was. They have 3 children. But Chad also, his story is just a story of God's goodness, because through all this adversity, he is out there and he's working so hard to make a difference in people's lives. He also is disabled. And he's able to walk, but he has crutches that he walks with. But we got to know him, and it was because a company, had Googled media companies in Huntsville. We came up number 1, they said, and they sent us a press release. This company is providing a free bathroom to this man in his home. And so I had a chance to go out there yesterday and meet with Chad, and his real name's Chaster, but I got to meet with him and also got to meet with the company. Chaster had reached out to them just getting a quote. Some online ad popped up, and he said, I really need an accessible shower that I can get into to take care of myself. And so they, instead of sending them a quote, they sent him a free renovation of that whole bathroom. They heard his story, and they said, there's no way that we can charge this man. This company,
fantastic.
It's awesome, yeah. And so the reason I brought that up is because we couldn't share those type of stories without our foundation support. We don't charge anything for those articles on our website. There's no charge. And all that's made possible from folks that you see here every single weekday, Monday through Friday. And on a Wednesday, it's Tomorrow's Promise. And so when you hear these organizations like Tomorrow's Promise, make sure you support them. One way, people say, well, I don't have children. Well, how can I get involved with Tomorrow's Promise? You can donate to the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, to the Tomorrow's Promise.
I mean, have you seen all the events they have?
Yeah.
I'm involved.
Yep.
Kyle
helps all the time.
So get involved, and we do want to. We do want to encourage you. Yeah, voluntold. Yep. I do want to encourage you. We have partnered with the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation again this year for our 3rd annual Rays of Hope. They will be one of the beneficiaries of our Rays of Hope campaign this year on June the 5th. So come out, donate. A cash donation of $20 or more will get you our limited edition Rays of Hope t-shirt. We got a new design this year. Every year we come out with a new design, and many people have already said we can't wait to come through. By the way, we're going to have hourly raffles. So if you donate between, say, 9 and 10 a.m., you're going to be entered into a 9 a.m. raffle. Here's the cool thing. If 3 people show up at 9 a.m., you got a 1 in 3. You got a 33.333 forever chance of winning. Does it ever stop, the threes?
No, it doesn't.
33 and a third % chance to win. But we'll release more information on that here coming up a little bit later this week. So come out, be a part of it, and a big thank you to Tomorrow's Promise. More information about the school, about the Montessori school, and also about the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is online at tomorrowspromise.info. So, well, gentlemen, I think that'll just about do it. We'll wrap it up. Tomorrow, great show tomorrow, too. We'll have Jeremy Stallnecker, the CEO of the Mighty Oaks Foundation. He'll be here in Huntsville on Sunday. We're going to have a chance to talk to Jeremy tomorrow about his involvement with veterans. So make sure that you join us here on Thursday, and then Billy and I will wrap up the show. Somehow I'm going to be here, even though I'll be getting into town about 3 a.m., but I will be here Friday, and we will wrap up the show for this week.
Well, God bless you for all you do, Rob.
God bless y'all for all you do. I'm just here, and y'all are the ones spinning the wheel. I'm just kind of putting my pedals on the wheel, but you are the wheel. So thank you. Thank you for being the wheel. You're the spokes also.
I'm the pavement usually.
I was going to say I usually get drugged behind the wheel, but
no. Well, we couldn't do it without all of you, and so thank you very much. And friends, remember, I end every show the same way, but I want you to really hear this morning. We really are not strong enough alone to make it our own. We're really not. We do need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I guarantee that somebody out there this morning needs you. Until next time, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you on the other side at 7:30, bright and early, tomorrow morning. See ya.
Adios.